Hello, this is Dessa back with another review of The Walking Dead. Before I get to that, this weekend, while carving pumpkins with my daughter and doing arts and crafts, I got this really cool coffin that I put The Walking Dead on. It has nice sound effects. And I put my favorite slogan on, Stay Alive. Alright, now for my review. This episode was not as action-packed as last week's, but that's to be expected. This week was all about them regrouping, coming back together, and trying to heal from some of the horrible things that have happened to them. Terminus and the prison, and just all the losses they've had to endure, and the things they've had to go through. So that's what this episode was about, at least the first half. As they're walking and they're kind of just walking to the next place, and a lot of people doing a lot of talking. Bob and Sasha are clearly together. I love the little kissing game they play, although even before the end of the episode I knew something bad was going to happen to Bob. For some reason I didn't feel that something was going to happen to Sasha. It was Bob, because Bob he's so positive, he's so okay. This world is the way it is right now, but there's something better on the other end. There's something better on the other side. I know we're going to get there. And I'm like, okay, something's bad going to happen to Bob. So I kind of got that feeling. Tyrese and Carol is talking. Of course, they're still trying to heal from what happened, all the things that happened to them, not just Karen, but with Lizzie and Mika. And so Tyrese says he doesn't want to tell the group what happened with the girls. He just doesn't want to open that wound back up. And Carol still has not forgiven herself for a whole lot of things. I mean, she hasn't forgiven herself for Karen, and she feels really bad about Lizzie and Mika and things like that. So we got to see where Carol's going to go. And not, she's not comfortable around the group, you can tell. Even though Rick comes to her, which was pretty cool. Rick comes to her and explain and ask if they can join her, instead of the other way around, because he realizes he put her out into what they actually experienced. She could have been a Terminus. That could have happened to her, and she wouldn't have had anybody to save her. I think all of that stuff is going through his mind. I mean, he just put her out. And yeah, she shouldn't have killed Karen. Yeah, those things happened, but he just put her out there with no help, no nothing. It's kind of like, he's, just put her out there. So now he understands how wrong that was. So, and he feels really bad about that. So that's cool. But so he wants to be a part of her, not her just be a part of them. So that's pretty cool. My question too is, where's Beth? Daryl and Carol are talking, and Carol says she doesn't want to talk about certain things, and Daryl, he doesn't tell her about Beth. He didn't even tell Rick about Beth. When back last season, when Rick asked, well, what happened, he's like, where's Beth? She's gone. She's just gone. He didn't tell him, Beth and I were here, and then all of a sudden these people came and they took her in a car, and I tracked them, and that's how I ended up with these dudes that tried to kill you and Carl and Michonne. And he never says anything. Beth's gone. So I'm wondering what's up with Beth. Where is Beth? Where is she going to show up? Morgan hasn't shown up either. We saw him at the end of last episode, but we don't know where he is. As they're walking through the woods. Oh, also Rick and Tara kind of come together. Tara tells him that yes, she was with the governor, but she wasn't with him, and Rick understands that. He's like, okay. That's why I tried to talk to you, because you didn't really understand what kind of man he was and what he was doing. So at the end of their conversation, she holds out her fist, and Rick kind of looks at her like, okay, this is silly, but okay, here's a fist pound for you. Okay, and that made her feel good. Things are all good. We can move on. So as they're walking through the woods, they hear somebody howling for help, and Rick's kind of like, okay, let's keep going. Somebody's howling for help. And Carl's like, Dad, we got to help. And Rick's like, no, we don't. And Carl's like, okay, come on, Dad. Okay. So they go and they go in the woods. And they see this guy, this priest, up on this rock with all these walkers around him. And so they all get rid of the walkers. Michonne, which is really weird, she reaches for her sword, and it's not there. And so she just has to settle for just, kind of killing the zombie any way she can. But I miss her sword. I really do. And later on, she says that she doesn't miss it, that it didn't belong to her in the first place, and she just learned how to use it being out there. But she's still Michonne without it. But man, she was bad with it. She was serious with it. So they get this Father Gabriel down, and he throws up, and then after he throws up, then he can tell them who he is and things. But you're kind of looking at him going, how come he's dressed so nice, clothes all neat? I mean, he's shaven, clean. This guy is too clean to be a part of this, this world the way that it is right now. Rick and them look like they've been through hell. He looks like he's just been brought down from heaven, So it's kind of like, okay, what's up with this dude? So they find out that he has a church, and they say, okay, well, take us to this church. So he takes them back to the church, but Rick's like, okay, give me the keys. Let me go in and see if you got any fools running around in here, trying to ambush us. And as they're all walking and checking the church, Carol comes to his desk, and he has all these Bibles and things out, and he's writing things down, and Carol reads the part, thou shalt not kill. So of course she's again trying to deal with the fact that she killed Karen and she killed Lizzie, even though in her mind she did them for the right reason, but she's still trying to grapple with having done that. As they're going through the church, I'm thinking, and because okay, everything's okay, the coast is clear, so to speak, for now, and I'm thinking Herschel would have loved being here, and so I just couldn't help think that Herschel would have loved being. He would have been at home there. He would have been at peace there. Not saying for how long, but Rick, he's not buying it. Church and all, he's not buying it. He tells Carl, okay, you're not safe. No matter what anybody says, no matter what's going on, you are not safe. Don't even buy it. Don't listen to anything. Always be on guard. Carl's now like, okay, Dad, everybody's not bad. There's some good people, and we don't have to hide now and things like that. We're strong. We can protect each other. But Rick's like, no matter who's with us, you're still not safe. You got to stay on guard the whole time. So Rick makes Father Gabriel take them to this storage to this store where some other canned goods are, because they ask him, how have you been surviving? He said, well, before everything went to pot, we just finished our food drive, and so he had all these canned goods, but he ran out. But he knows where they're kept. So they go into the town, and they go into this store. The floor has fallen in, and there's the basement is flooded, and it's full of zombies that are bloated. And it kind of reminded me of when they were at the farm, and they were trying to get the zombie out of the well. And they sent Glenn down there, but this time, more than Glenn's not the only one that has to go down there in this water. And so that scene reminded me of that. And the zombies are just disgusting, and the water's disgusting. And even though it's on television, you kind of felt like you could smell the foul odor of death and the zombies and all the stuff that's floating around in that water. It was just kind of disgusting. And the fact that they had to be in that water to go get this canned goods, and you're wondering, could you do that? Would you go in that water to get that food? And because anything could be floating in that water. So, but they go down there. They go to get the food, and as they're down there, of course, the zombies, they're trying to kill the zombies and everything. This one woman zombie comes out and freaks Father Gabriel out. He starts to run. He's trying to get out so fast, he tears down the steps, and I'm like, okay, now how are they going to get out the basement? You didn't tore down the steps. But then he kind of backs up against the wall, spreads his arms out like he's Christ on the cross, and he's kind of waiting for this zombie woman to kill him. And they don't let Rick, of course, doesn't let that happen. But you're kind of like, okay, this guy has done something so bad that he's just willing to just say, okay, take me, I'm done. That's it. I don't want to do this no more. So you're like, okay, this guy, he's bad. The other thing that happens is Bob gets pulled underwater by a zombie. And, Sasha and everybody saves him, but he still has this weird look on his face. And I'm like, okay, Bob got bit. And I wanted to say, it kind of reminded me of when Jim got bit in the first season. The woman starts yelling, a walker got him, a walker bit Jim. I wanted to say, a walker got him, a walker bit Bob. That's what I wanted to do. But when they get back to the church, Carl's outside. He's inspecting the church, and he sees some scratches on the window, and then he sees, you'll burn in hell for this and stuff, scratched written on the side of the church. And it's like, okay, Gabriel, I'm thinking some people, those people that were in that basement, that flooded basement, they came to him for help, and he wouldn't let them in. That's what I'm thinking. So and he can't live with that. The other thing is, they're having this big feast with this, the canned goods, and it kind of reminded me of when they were at the CDC with Jenna, and Jenna gave them some food, and they had that nice feast right before he locked them in there and was going to blow them all to smithereens. But it was really cool watching that, and it's also, you also notice the calm before the storm. It's them just kind of hanging out, and that's when Bob asked Sasha for a kiss and asked for another kiss, and then he gets up and goes out, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he got bit, and I still want to go, a walker bit him, a walker bit Bob, but so okay, Bob goes outside. And he's out there, he's watching everybody, and then he starts crying, and somebody bops him over the head. Right away, I knew it was the people from Terminus. I knew it was that crazy guy Gareth, because when they shot at him, he kind of ducked. They did not show him get killed. Just like the governor, you know these bad people coming back. You know it. So I'm like, okay, just like Rick said, we should have gone back there. They should have gone back there and killed all those people. Now they got to deal with it. Now Bob's wakes up, and here's Gareth talking to him about it's not personal. Of course it ain't personal to you, because it's not your leg. If it was your leg, then you'd be hollering about it's personal. Just like when they can't, you're talking about, y'all took our home. We get it. No, you don't. You're taking it personal. That's why you're chopping off his leg and eating him like you want. Because if it wasn't personal, you would have just killed him and just ate him that. But no, you wanted him to see what you did. So it's personal. Don't try to play with me and tell me it ain't personal. It's personal. So, but the thing is, I don't know how the infection works and all that stuff, but they are grubbing out on this dude. And I learned that one of the guys the guy that Tyrese should have killed, again, Tyrese let somebody go, he was eating eating Bob's leg too. So again, Tyrese, you're gonna have to start killing some folk. You can't keep letting these people alive and coming back and killing up everybody. So that's pretty much it. Not sure what's gonna happen. Oh, the other cool thing is Carol is trying to cut out when everybody's kind of hanging out, and they're eating the food and they're talking and all of that, and Carol sneaks out and she's gonna leave, and Daryl catches her, and as he's trying to figure out, okay, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. She just doesn't feel like a part of the group. She feels like she can't forgive herself for what she's done, even though everybody's forgiving people all over the place. Even Tara Maggie forgave Tara for her part, because Tara went and told her too. I was with the governor, when your father got killed. And Maggie forgave him, because that's what her father would want. Herschel would want her to forgive her for that. So, and that's why I say that church, that whole setting, Herschel would just be standing there being proud and happy, and for that moment at peace. So while Carol and Daryl are talking, this car speeds through, and Daryl's like, they have Beth. So they jump in the car and they leave, and I'm thinking, okay, I know you got to go and check on Beth, but you can't call Rick and everybody say, yo, I'm going to check out this car that took Beth. They just gonna think something happened to you. They're gonna go looking for you. They don't know what happened to you. You just jumped in the car and gone. So you got to think about that. You got this new world here. You don't have you can't get in contact with people and tell them I'll be there. I'll be right back. I'm just going down the road to see what's up with this car. I'll be right back. So that's kind of that's how everything kind of ends. So, and of course they snagging on Bob's leg and everything. But I can't wait for next week. Question for you guys: if you guys were in Terminus and Gareth came to you and said, "Looky here, we got you. You can either join us and eat some people and help us kill some people, or we gonna kill you and eat you, what would you do? Would you go on and eat the people, or would you just cut out and say, just go on and kill me now? I don't know what I would do. I ain't too keen on eating people. The other thing is, do you think that Morgan is going to save them this time? Because it's clear that they know somebody's watching them. And again, and when Daryl first said somebody's watching us, I knew it was the people from Terminus. Yeah, I'm sure everybody does. But so what would you do? So do you think that Morgan's going to rescue them, or what? So that's it for this. That's it for tonight. I will see you guys next week, and of course, my favorite saying is, "Stay alive." I know I'm silly.